Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Gen Joy SLP Playtime with Milo. Today I'm sharing how and why Milo was created and why strengths-based play can completely change how children learn to communicate. So I want to tell you a little story about myself and how Milo came to be. Once upon a time, there was a 20-year-old girl who started her career as an early intervention special education teacher and then went back to school for her master's in speech pathology. That's me, Jen Joy, SLP. Over the years, I've worked in homes, one-on-one with children and their families, at daycare centers, preschools, and I also co-own and run a parent-child social language group called the Power of Playgroups. More about that in another episode. I've been working with children ages birth to 3 years old for over 30 years now. I love this age group. There's nothing more special than watching a child make progress and seeing that moment through a parent's eyes. It's magical. As a therapist, I was always on the hunt for toys, activities, and songs that could really hold a child's attention, but also be simple enough that parents could use them at home. I wanted something that didn't just entertain a child, but would actually teach important skills, one of those being choice making. Being able to make a choice is such a big step in language development. When children make choices, they feel empowered, they feel in control, and choices naturally invite communication, whether that's nonverbal, pointing, gesturing, making sounds, looking at you, or using words. Here's where the problem came in. I always had a big bag of toys with me. I'd offer a child two choices, and what would happen? They'd grab for both. Or they'd dive headfirst into my bag and grab something themselves. And I realized these were missed opportunities. Children with speech language delays typically become self-reliant and avoidant of communication because it's difficult for them. Letting them dive in my bag was allowing them to skip over the communication piece. So I started thinking, what if the toy itself slowed things down just enough to create that moment for communication? That's when the idea for Milo came to me. I knew young children love lift the flap toys and books, so I created a teddy bear with pockets, and inside each pocket was a picture of a toy or activity. The child could open the pocket, look inside, and if they wanted that toy, they had to point, make a sound, or gaze at the picture long enough to create some form of joint attention. Then I'd pull the toy out of the backpack and we'd start playing. The connection where the child sees the picture, wants it, and gets it based on a gesture is communication. It may not look like typical communication to most, but it's the spark that helps them to understand that it helps if they can somehow acknowledge the person who's going to fulfill the want. And it worked. The kids got excited when they saw Milo because they knew playtime was about to begin. They were making intentional choices. They were communicating in meaningful ways. And something else really cool started happening. They were building memory skills too. From session to session, they remembered which toys were in which pockets. But even beyond communication and memory, I started to notice something deeper. The toys and activities children chose most often were the ones they stayed with the longest, the ones they were most creative and successful with. They were choosing based on their strengths. That's when everything clicked. Over the years, I had learned about Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, the idea that it's not how smart you are, but how you are smart. We all have different strengths. We could be word smart, body smart, music smart, picture smart, people smart, nature smart, logic or math smart, and self smart. When we can identify those strengths early, we can use them to help children grow in areas that are more challenging for them. And that became the heart of Playtime with Milo's philosophy. By placing the intelligence pictures on the pockets, I was able to teach parents as well. Look, he chose the bug activity again today. He's showing strengths in being nature smart. Moving forward, we would then structure our sessions to build language, using activities that included being outside in nature, learning about bugs and animals, using books and singing songs about nature. You get the picture. Every child has strengths that deserve to be nurtured and celebrated. When children feel confident in what they're good at, they become more willing to try the things that don't come as easily. Strengths lead to confidence, and confidence leads to a desire to learn, even when it's hard. For parents, especially parents of children with special needs, this has been incredibly powerful. When reports and evaluations focus on what a child isn't doing yet, Milo helps shift that focus to what the child can do. Milo helps therapists and families create meaningful moments together, build connection through play, and celebrate the unique genius in every child. Milo was originally developed for children ages 18 months to 3 years old, but once we started using him in our Power of Play groups, we noticed something really interesting. Children ages 4 to 7 were just as drawn to him. That's when we realized Milo's activities can be adapted for any age and any strength. This YouTube channel is my way of sharing what I've learned over the past 30 years with therapists and parents. I'll be demonstrating real therapy strategies that work, helping you spot strengths, and guiding you through early development in a way that feels doable and hopeful. Whether your child is developing right on track or you've been told there may be delays, my goal is always the same: to help children enjoy communicating. In the next episode, we'll explore Milo's pockets, the activities inside of them, and how to recognize the 8 intelligences and strengths in your child. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to like it, subscribe, and share it with someone who might be navigating the early childhood years right now. You're not alone, and this community is here to support you. Thank you for watching, and always remember, communicate to love and love to communicate. Until next time, friends.